Alright. I think things are, starting to work? Maybe? Just getting a quick, like, gauge on audio. Uh... Hmm. I want the music to still be playing, but, like, not as loud, if that makes any sense. Well, I hope it makes sense, because, I don't know, man. Also, hey, there's Syl. Yeah, okay, so it seems like the music's at a good place right now. So I think what I'm going to do really quick is I'm going to swap over to a better playlist, and we'll go from there. All right. Well, so, hey there, gang, or I don't know who else here. I know Sylvia's here. Hi, how you doing? So yeah, I know the stream title is pretty self-explanatory, and we're going to be going through the entire Hami cast today, and we're going to be giving some very belated thanks where they are entirely necessary, because I was originally going to do this as like a regular video idea, but I figured that it'd be better off if I could do this as a sort of more unscripted, off the top of my head type thing. So, first and foremost, I'd like to thank everybody that's coming out here today. I know there's only 2 people here, but, you know, we ball, you know. I'm just grateful that anyone's here at all. Can't stay long because we want to be, want to go outside. Alright, well, that's alright. You know, there's always the VOD, you know. So, without any further ado, let's jump straight into it, shall we? Switch scenes, Patrick. Boom. All right. So yeah, as you can see here, I have the Google thing pulled up that contains every single script for every single Hami episode, from the first episode all the way up to the most recent one, which is still being scripted. That's weird. I think I was hearing myself. That's not good. Also, I think the music died? I wouldn't be able to tell. No, it didn't. I'm just deaf. Oh, that's so weird. Why am I hearing myself twice? Dude, I'm still trying to figure this stuff out. It's whatever. You know, fine. It's fine. Some audio issues are to be expected. That's just how it is. I am not pro streamer. So yeah, we're going to be starting off with, instead of going into the first episode script proper, we're actually going to hop into the, a script that actually has yet to, be turned into a episode proper, which is, if I could find it, that'd be lovely. That's not how you spell that. So if we go onto here, at some point, I actually went back and I rewrote episode 1 of Hami. And just the general idea, this is how these scripts end up looking. So we're going to be going through and just giving general thanks to all of those people that made Hami an actual thing. But first and foremost, I'd like to get to something, or someone rather, that none of this would be happening without. So a little bit of background, right? A couple years ago, back in 2019, I made a great friend in a lovely voice actor by the name of Jay. And a year later, during peak season of the Backstreet Boys reunion tour, as the Grumps called it, I'm just gonna call it the virus. It's just the virus at this point. We sat down and were asked to watch through a show that a lot of us were not really familiar with at the time, called Kamen Rider Zio. We were originally approached to do this and watch this as a sort of dubbing opportunity, because we wanted to dub some of the scenes from it and just generally have some fun with it. And that's kind of what ended up not happening. But in the end, we ended up sitting down and we went through the entirety of Zio. And I and everybody else in that general group, at least most everybody in that group, fell in love with the concept of karate bugmen. And later on that same year, Jay, our lovely, lovely friend, approached us and said, hey, what if we did a D&D campaign with Kamen Riders? And I was all over that shit. So, of course, I hopped on and I said, yeah, of course, let's do that. And that's when I created the character Toya Akane. Without Jay coming in and asking us all to watch Zio that one time, none of this would be happening. And I would like to thank Jay from the bottom of my heart. Without you, Jay, none of this would be possible. So, thank you, man. You made Hami a reality. this is something that I could never have dreamed of. And the fact that so much has happened in such little time, it's been a dream come true, and it's all thanks to you, man. But right before we hop in to the actual cast proper, I also want to give some final thanks to the lovely former sound designer for Hami, Carlos Barrera, or Tonio and Anthony. I forget exactly what the... I know the name is Tonio is okay, so I'm gonna go with... I'm gonna stick with Carlos, because he does not mind me calling him Carlos, because that's what everybody else calls him. Thanks to you, man, we were able to get some of these banger-ass episodes out, and so many scenes were elevated by your masterful sound design, things that I could never have dreamed of when I was originally working on designing sound for Hami. It was really hard finding good sound effects back then for Hami, and to have someone that understands sound design to a point where you can make things sound so unbelievably good. Not just sound effects, but also mixing too. You have such a knack for it, and Carlos is such a fantastic person to work with. And I know, oh Jesus Christmas, I underpaid him when I was paying him for working on Hami, and for that I can never apologize enough. But dude, you did a wonderful job, and you inspired me further on as a sound designer now. You inspired me to get better at mixing, and Hami would not be the product that it is without you and your masterful sound design. I'd also like to thank you for the logo too, which I still continue to use to this day. Because my original attempt at a logo was, let's say, not so glamorous. But without further stalling for time, let's hop into the actual scripts proper now. So, starting with the redux or redo, whatever you want to call it. I don't know how to say that word. I'm fairly certain it's redux, but with the redo of episode 1, we're going to be starting off at the top of this cast, moving our way down, and then after this script is concluded in terms of giving praise to the VAs and everybody involved in this, we will move on to the next script that has new voice actors, and we'll just continue from there. So strap in, get some popcorn, get some tissues if you're kind of sentimental, because I know I am, but I don't plan on crying. My crying well has kind of dried up at this point, at least for now, until a certain thing gets released soon, or whenever that gets released. I don't know how soon it is going to be. Anyway. Starting off with top of the list, John Doyle, John D, voicing Toshio Masanori. Jeez, dude. If you told me a couple of years ago that I would have the opportunity to work with someone that is probably one of the funniest people that I would ever have the chance to meet, and also simultaneously one of the most professional and scary voice actors that I've ever had the chance to work with, I wouldn't believe you. When I first took a look at John, I was shaking in my boots because I saw the profile picture and I saw how he carried himself, and I was terrified. Dude was a force of nature in my eyes, and I did not want to approach him initially because I was just put off by his presence. He was so professional presenting that it threw me off. And later on, when he would join VCs more, I got to know him better. And I realized that he's just a big, lovable goofball. And he's such a really good friend and just a even more talented VA. And I don't think he gives himself enough credit for what he does. Genuinely. John is... I'm going to be saying this about a lot of VAs here, so strap in for that. John is probably one of the most talented voice actors that I've ever had the pleasure of meeting. And I don't say that lightly. This dude, he's in Smite. That's more than a lot of us can say. And like, you know, we're not talking about me here, all right? But before anyone in chat wants to say anything about me, don't. This is about everybody. This is about the voice cast for Hami, not me. This motherfucker is in Smite and in so many other big projects, and he still refuses to give himself the credit that I think he deserves, which is, you know, all of it. If you ever get the chance to work with John on anything, big or small, consider yourself lucky. Because John Doyle is one hell of a talent. And one hell of a friend. Moving on, though, we have the, oh, no, that's Toya Akane. We're not talking about me today. So, moving on further down, we have, Dashel Star Shane, my dude, playing Inosuke Ishikawa or Inosuke Onkoku. However you want to refer to Inosuke. It's been a long time coming, man. Me and Shane, we have been friends and hanging out, really. Not hanging out in person, because we know who hangs out in person nowadays, right? We have been hanging in Discord calls and just chilling out for quite a long time now, actually. Since 2019, in fact, which is when I opened up Silver Hurricane Productions and started making things happen the way they have been. It's been an absolute joy working with him, especially the more I get to know him, the more I'm happy to know him. Shane is a lovely friend to have. And on top of that, he's an even better VA. Because some scenes that he has recorded, and again, I'm going to say this for a lot of other VAs moving on, some scenes that he has recorded have moved me to actual tears upon listening back. And yeah, I get it, I'm kind of a crybaby, but the way that Shane plays Onkoku, the way that Shane, nope, wrong, well, I mean, I guess he is Onkoku. The way that Shane plays Inosuke is just incredible. He bounces so well off of Toya, and I can't imagine anybody else playing the role of Inosuke, because when I see his face, all I can hear is the voice of my dear friend Shane. And dude, I get it. Comp Sci Major, I respect it. But if you really chose to go into something like voice acting, like professionally, I genuinely believe that you could make it far. Yeah, you didn't really miss much, Sil. We're on to Shane now. So, actually, we're just moving on from Shane. So, moving on next. Lusa! Holy moly, we have Lusa. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't talk to Lusa very often. But in the few times that we have conversed through texting over Discord and stuff like that, it has been genuinely, like, really good interactions. And, like, just professionally speaking, as a voice actress, Lusa is so unbelievably good. I don't know where Lusa came from, but I'm glad Lusa was found, because when I first heard that performance in Duel Academy, shout out to the Duel Academy cast, by the way. When I first heard that performance in Duel Academy, I was like, I need that. I need to have that voice in my project, because it's just so unbelievably good to just, you know, not have. So I eventually got in contact, and I was actually kind of scared. I'm not gonna lie. But ultimately, it proved to, you know, be a great time. And she plays Gaia so well. It's incredible. I cannot believe that I've had the chance to work with someone like Lusa. I'm grateful. I'm truly grateful that I've been able to work with Lusa. Not only as a VA, but as an artist too. Lusa is just so unbelievably good. If there's any takeaway from this, it's that you could find talent anywhere. And Lusa is definitely one of those people. Moving on to moving on down the script. The Geek Sage, the Geekster, the Geekster, my homie. Took me so long to find out if Gaia was a girl or a boy. Yeah, Gaia is a woman. But, oh my god. Geek, my best fucking friend. I'm surprised that we have been in sync so many times. I genuinely think there needs to be some kind of paternity test, because dude, we relate on way too much to a point where it's kind of scary. But speaking on a purely professional level for a bit, as a voice actor, dude, you genuinely, I don't think you give yourself enough credit for what you do. The takes that you have done for Ankoku have been bone-chilling. Some of the takes that you have given me as, like, you know, just Kasaya as a character, like, for Babylon, some of those have actually just straight up broken me, because of how well you deliver your takes. It's insane. I know I've mentioned this to you, like, in person, and I have never mentioned this on a stream or anywhere else. When I was editing down Chapter 3 of Babylon, hearing your performance mixed with the voice actor for Elo. Okay, good job, Patrick. The voice actor for Akira. Genuinely made me cry. when I was editing down that episode, I needed to take a step away and take a couple of tears, because you blew me the fuck away with what you did there. And every single time you get a chance to voice this character, you continue to blow me away. And I know you'll continue to do so in the future. You're an absolute home dog. A home slice. And genuinely one of the best dudes that I've ever met. Moving on, though, we have Thunder Muffin as Kenji Masami, a character that I did not think would end up being such a fan favorite. I don't know how it happened, at least originally, because of the way that I was writing the character. But eventually, I realized it wasn't the writing that was drawing people into the character. It was the voice actor. Because holy shit, Thunder Muffin, I don't give you much direction. The only direction that I really give you is in the stage direction that's in the script. And very occasionally I'll send, like, a thing to you in DMs. But that's it. We don't do live direction for Kenji. And oh my god. You made this character into something that he shouldn't have been, and that's a good thing. Kenji was not supposed to live past episode 13. The original plan for Kenji was to be a example for what would happen if you disobeyed Ankoku. You disobey Ankoku, you die. And when I kept hearing your performance as Kenji, I eventually was like, I can't kill this character. I cannot kill this character. So eventually I was like, you know what? Fine. I'm keeping him alive. I intend to keep Kenji alive. I don't want to kill him. And it's strictly down to your performance being so unbelievably good, dude. Shoutouts to Thunder Muffin for giving one of the best performances as Kenji. And I really hope to hear more coming from Kenji in the future. And I hope y'all are looking forward to hearing more from Kenji in the future. Next up on the list, Maisie. Maisie voicing Yukiko Ayame, and also the Teien driver. Look, you have gotten me into so much audio nerd stuff that it is, like, affected my well-being. Not in a negative way, but also not much of a positive way. Because, like, dude, you showed me, like, you know, what things sound good, what things don't sound good. And I hear that stuff, like, after you point it out, and I'm like, oh no! And now I don't want to hear that sort of stuff. You've actually made audio production for Hami better just because of what you've, like, taught me, if you could even call it teaching. But on top of all that, as a voice actor, Maisie is fucking incredible. Incredibly talented at what she does. Bouncing off of Yukiko as Toya is a joy to do, and something that I'm glad I'm able to do. Because without someone to bounce off of that has a such a contrast in personality, it's not really fun to voice Akane without that. And Maisie brings such a lovely energy to Yukiko in a way that, like, I could never have fully anticipated. And I've been, hence, writing scenes around that energy. And I feel like Yukiko has been improving more and more as a character. As Maisie improves more and more as a VA, which is constant. On top of being a great, VA and audio nerd. Just a amazing friend to have around. I mean, like, I could go to Maisie and talk about anything that's on my mind, anything that's bugging me, and I'll be heard out. It's nothing too complicated, nothing too, rigorous. Rigorous? Is that the right word to use? I don't know. My brain ain't functioning. But regardless, great friend, great VA, and has definitely helped in production of this more than they could ever know. So I'm very grateful. Moving on even further to the voice actress for Mizuki Ayame, Emma, or M. At least that's what they're going by on Discord and everything else. If I have that wrong, I sincerely apologize. I hope this is all up to date. If it isn't, then please call me out and tell me. But moving forward on to this, geez, when I first met you, I forgot exactly what it was on. It might have been Eyes of Heaven. It also might have been My Hero Academia Abridged. But also, regardless of where it was, when you came in, you brought an energy. And that energy was infectious at times. And it was great to see your passion for everything that you did. Because that passion eventually rubbed off on me and everybody else. You loved D&D. You loved playing D&D. And we all enjoyed playing D&D with you. I don't know where you are now. If you're even watching this, if you will watch this. But I hope you're doing well. Because your performance as Mizuki, in the short time that Mizuki was alive, was lovely. And I really hope that wherever you are, that you're doing well. But continuing even further on, we have Gale, another voice actor that actually scared the hell out of me. Oh, jeez, I'm starting to lose my voice. I might have to split the stream up a bit. Right. So, actually, I think I'm gonna cut this off after this. After I've gone through this script. I know I said I was gonna go through every voice actor, but man, that's hard. So Gale, dude, having another Kamen Rider fan on this has been intense. It's been a blast because, we have Jay, who knows a lot about Kamen Rider. And then you had, me and Shane, who, we knew about the series that we've watched up until, this point. But we didn't have anyone that had the same, knowledge that Jay had until we had Gale involved. So that's the whole reason why Akane has that little book thing on his side. If you ever take a look at his character model, whether he's in his rider form or not, because that little book is meant to hold the Chikajo, so he can transform, and the book is meant to hold the Chikajo similarly to how the Ride Booker holds the cards for Decade. But anyway, moving on to Gale as a voice actor. Wow, Oh my god. I'm so happy that we were able to get him on. Because hearing Gale's performance, every single time I hear Gale on Isamu, it blows me away. And look, I know I killed Isamu before the series even started. And I regret that decision every single day. Because it means I can't hear Isamu in every single episode. Because Gale is just that damn good. If you ever get a chance to work with Gale, professionally or otherwise, take that chance. You won't regret it. He is so obscenely cool. He's a little bit scary sometimes, but it's okay. Right. Before I move on, if Gale is even watching this, hey bud, final form, it's not Tajidor. It's Tajidor Eternity now. Just thought I'd throw you that bone. Moving on. We've already talked about the Yama Driver's voice actor. I don't need to talk about him anymore, other than the fact that, dude, we love you, man. We love Russell Sealander. You know who you are. Oh, jeez, got a cough coming up. Excuse me. Beyond the Yama Driver, we have oh man, Saf. So, first and foremost, I'd like to mention, if you're watching this at all, Saf, please get a hold of one of us. We're really concerned. We miss you. We don't know what happened, and we're very concerned, and we want to talk to you a bit. You just kind of fell off the face of the planet, and we're worried about you. But yeah, Saf is the voice actress, the first voice actress, rather, to play Aven. And wow, I mean, like, again, Aven was always planned to be the first main Genesoid to be killed first. Like, of course, you know, Toshio was gonna die before Aven. But, like, in terms of, like, the original Genesoids that I introduced, between, Abel, Enoch, Cain, and Aven, the first one was always going to be Aven. But I didn't realize just how hard it would be to kill Aven until after I heard Saf's performance. Because if it was anybody else giving a less than what you gave performance, then I would have killed her off much sooner, and it would have been way easier to kill her. But playing Aven, you did a fantastic job, which is why it really hurt to have to find someone else to take up that mantle. The person that we ended up having to take that mantle is doing an excellent job. But I will always and forever miss the original. Which, you know, I hope that isn't a jab towards her current voice actress. Because again, Sweat, you do a lovely job. And I wouldn't trade that for the world. But we will always and forever hold Saf in our hearts and hope that she's doing well. Continuing on down the list, now we're on to Donaki. Dan the man, please shoot me. I should never say that. I should never say that ever again. Oh, you're gonna kill me at D&D. Nope, nope, we're not skipping. I knew you were lurking in chat. Now you get to hear me talk about how good you are. Dude. Dan is such a lovely fucking dude. I am so grateful to be working alongside this man. When we first started working on Hami, when he was just playing Abel, I always knew that I wanted to take him and make him into a main character. And continuing to hear Dan's performance as Abel, it made me want to make that decision and push it even further. I wanted to make him a main character, a mainstay, even faster than what I originally had planned. Because originally, he wasn't going to be a main character until after they arrived in America. He was originally going to be a solo entity after backing out from Nod. There was going to be a very brief arc where he was still fighting as Genesis, but he wasn't working with Eden. But I really wanted him to be with Eden and the whole crew because of Dan's performance. And over time, Dan just got more and more, like, oomph behind himself. Because if you follow him on Twitter, which you absolutely should, by the way, you'd be able to see that he did a lot of Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle fan dubs. And, dude, hearing the shift from the first one where he did Hearts to the time when Dan did Goku from Battle of Gods. Wow. When I first heard that scream, that's when I knew I had to start writing Ryoichi even better than I was before. Your performance has... Seeing your growth as a voice actor has been incredible. You have pushed me to get better at what I am doing. It has been a true inspiration to see what you're doing and see how you're growing. When we recorded earlier today, if you compared what you did today to your first time ever recording for this character, it is night and day. I listened back on that take that you did from the episode that we recorded today, and I'm not going to lie. Putting that into the video itself might actually make me cry. You need to give yourself way more credit than you do, man. Because you deserve it. You are a talented voice actor. But more importantly, you're an incredible friend. One that I'm grateful to have. One that anyone should be grateful to have. I look forward to playing D&D with you every time we get a chance. And I just... Dude, you're awesome. You're fucking awesome, and don't let anyone, even yourself, tell you otherwise. But let's let's move that spotlight and shine it onto Ori, the voice actor for Kane, Tetsuya Ogawa. Like I said with Shane, it's been a long ride, man. I don't even know if you're watching this, but like if you get around to this and if you get around to watching this, Ori, I fucking love you, dude. We have been at this since 2019. I remember distinctly when you contacted me to voice Kakyoin in a JoJo comic dub, where you voiced Jotaro and I voiced Kakyoin. And I was like, yeah, sure. And now every time I go back to that video, I die a little on the inside. Because of my performance as Kakyoin being less than great. But, dude, we've been through a lot in these past couple of years. And witnessing your growth as a person and as a voice actor, and a singer, for that matter, and an artist. Dude, is there anything that you can't do? Because, like, I genuinely... Like, you play instruments, you sing, you voice act, and you can draw so well. Ori has to be one of the most talented individuals that I think I've ever come across. And his performance as Kane has been so unbelievably good. And being able to work alongside him on another project has been an absolute joy. And especially now that we don't have to conform to JoJo anymore. Because, look, a lot of us here at Silver Hurricane, we all got our start working on JoJo in one way or another. And Ori was always typecast to play Jotaro, much how I was always cast to play characters like Kakyoin, Bucciarati, and stuff like that. Ori, dude, has so much range beyond just deep gruff. But that deep gruff that he does is so fucking good. And anybody that can work with Ori has anyone that works with anybody in this cast that I am so unbelievably lucky to have. Anybody that gets to work with anybody in my cast, just, y'all are lucky. And anybody that gets to talk to Ori, have him as a friend, I would say you're even more lucky. I love being able to shoot the shit with Bleach. And I just love being able to hang out. I hope you're staying safe out there, dude. And, yeah, I'm trying to not get into what's going on in regards to that. Because I don't think I am at liberty to say. So, moving on to last but certainly not least for today's stream, we're going to be talking about Scalfa Alex. Dude. I know I've been opening this up. I've been opening like every single thing with dude, did. But, like, that's just simply because of working with Alex is always a joy. Because no matter what, if he has a passion for something, he is going to give it 110%, and it's so visible, so clear. Whenever he's doing something that he wants to do, something that he's passionate about, it's so clear to tell that. And it's awesome. It's infectious. I see how passionate he is about Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon. All of that just, it drives me. It lights a fire under me to make me want to have that same kind of passion. It drives me forward. When I saw your original performance as, I forgot the name of the main protagonist of Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, but when I first heard that take that you did, I knew that that was the voice that I needed for something. Didn't know what at that point, but I knew I needed it for something. And when I was eventually casting for Enoch, you know, which, common misconception, Enoch is 100% confirmed by creator, right here, I'm talking to you. Enoch is non-binary, using they, them pronouns. What was I talking? Right, when I heard that performance, I knew that voice is what I needed for Enoch. And every time I go back and I listen to the take that I've been given for this character, I am always blown away by how absolutely batshit insane Alex is able to make this character sound. I always wrote Enoch to be a crazy ass character, but I never thought that Alex would be able to take this character and turn it into something even more. Which is why I just love writing for the character. It's just, excuse me. It wasn't meant to be directed at you, Sil. It was directed at a lot of people that that genuinely don't know, and that's okay. That's okay. I like, look, I refer to the character with they, them pronouns throughout the entire series. But I understand that some people will just hear the voice and will, you know, base gender off of that. And, you know, if you don't know, then it's okay to ask questions. But Alex, dude, what a lovely guy. Oh my god, sitting down and playing Yu-Gi-Oh! With this man, it's really fun, but at the same time, this man has destroyed me. Cause, like, you know, like, playing Yu-Gi-Oh! With this man it's always fun. It's always a blast. But he destroys me mentally. Fuck Ruby Carbuncle and Crusadia Adramax. That's all I have to say about that. But in general, if you have an opportunity to work with Alex, Scalfa, whatever you want to call him in this case, you are one really lucky individual. And Alex, if you're watching this, I don't have a funny thing to say. I was going to try and make some kind of funny joke, but I really kind of lost it there. Something Digimon, something stop looking at your porno mags or whatever, I don't know. Anyway, that's going to I should probably move it to the next thing. Anyway, I would like to sincerely thank you all for coming out to this this little live stream. Hi, Jazz. Sorry, I didn't notice you there for a second. I told you you are streaming feet. I am not streaming feet. In fact, I am streaming the opposite of feet. Well, what? That means I'm streaming hands. Right? No. Anyway, that's besides the point. So, I've talked for a little bit long. My throat's starting to get a little weird. So I think this is where we're going to be ending off today's stream. I'd like to thank you all for coming out. And I hope you all take care. And I hope you all tune in next time for when we go through the rest of the cast. Hopefully it won't be nearly as long as this. Hopefully it won't be nearly as hard to do, I should say. But, yeah, I hope you all take it easy. Hope you all enjoy yourselves. And, yeah, you all take care. Bye-bye.